Hello everyone, Sableette here back again with another match from UUCL Week 5. We've got the Chungler or Draco Pope up against Melbelle or Average Melbelle Moment. Wonder if that's her lamenting her luck or maybe making fun of people saying that she is lucky. Either way, let's see how that pans out in this match and if she is the lucky one or the one who gets lucked. Or, we could just have a nice neutral game and that would be pretty cool. We got Electabuzz versus Rapidash. This is a speed tie, but Rapidash definitely advantaged in this matchup overall. Big Fire Blast. I would say, yeah, I'm pretty sure Rapidash usually wins this because Electabuzz doesn't do very much damage. Rapidash lead kind of indicates to me that Mel has maybe more aggressive Pokemon behind. Electabuzz lead could be anything. Rapidash paralyzing, unfortunate, because it probably had agility, and if it set up agility, it gets to take out this Electabuzz and then do more. So a little bit unlucky, but Persian into Revenge. And Hard Kang into Persian is a little bit wild, so unless this has counter or something, this Persian is going to beat the Kang one-on-one because of this play. And it's just a body slam, so I don't know why Chungler sent a whole Kangaskhan in to get one body slam on Persian and die. Very confusing move. I don't even think I'm not even sure Blizzard would have taken it out there. So Chungler making a call out, hitting Sing and getting a 55% to hit Hypno, which just puts him miles ahead in this game now, which is part of the difficulty of playing against Lapras is sometimes it clicks Sing on your Switch and you just lose the game. But Mel gonna go to Lapras, maybe try to hit one back, doesn't hit. Gets T-Bolt crit. Oh, that's brutal. So now it's in range of a T-Bolt, and she just loses a whole Lapras for free too. So maybe that's what the average Melbelle moment is losing a whole Hypno and a whole Lapras to an opposing Lapras without getting a single turn in. And so there's another Blizzard. Gonna Hyper Beam this, no crit, so gonna lose that Kang almost certainly. And this Lapras is just farming, and it's not even in slash range from Persian, so what do? Like, you'd need to max roll T-Bolt or crit it here, or have a Hyper Beam on this Dragonite. There is Hyper Beam, but Ungler assuming that might be the case and getting it right, and now Dragonite is looking worse and worse by the turn. Kind of confused by that Psychic. I feel like you can just T-Wave it first. But, ooh, the early wake gives her a small chance to turn this around, but loses the speed tie. And now it is very bad. Very not good. Persian taking T-Wave also loses, so I think her only real out there was like a Body Slam or Hyper Beam crit. I'm not even sure Body Slam crit does it. It's not that much more damage than Slash anyway. So maybe she did the math and saw that even Body Slam crit wouldn't do it and just had to hope for a 256. Or maybe just putting all the hopes on Dragonite, but I don't think that really works because Electabuzz can just come in and T-Wave it. Or there's an Articuno, I guess. So that'll do it too. So Mel's team turning out to be pretty aggressive with Rapidash, Persian, Kangaskhan, but a lot of bad luck going her way in that one and just not working out. Chungler's team looking a bit more standard. Obviously, Articuno is always a bit of a niche bring. I don't know if I really buy the people putting it in C rank and saying Moltres is so much better. Like, I think Kuno still has a pretty valid niche here and just does a lot of damage, and you can even just head on fight Lapras to weaken it for something else. So, I don't know. There's a Flyer and an Electric and a Kangaskhan. Like, that's a pretty standard UU team from what we've seen in this tournament. Let's just get right in the game, too. Venomoth lead. Hypno lead. So average Melbelle moment would be a miss, but gets the hits, at least as long as it stays asleep, which it seems to do. So that's a pretty nice start. And sub Venomoth, a tech that we've seen a fair bit of because it kind of forces Stun Spore into something else no matter what switch in you want to pick. Like you are going to have to dodge a Stun Spore on the entry and dodge a Stun Spore on the next turn, or just take Psychics. So Mel's happy to just Psychic this down and trust that she'll hit another Sleep Powder whenever it wakes up, which it inevitably is going to at this rate. Jungler probably looking for Wake Up into Dodge into T-Wave the Venomoth to severely weaken it and then just get if you T-wave it, you'll also get to attack it and break the sub. So here's the wake, but does it miss? It does not miss. And now Chungler is going to have to switch out. So if I'm in Mel's shoes, I start spamming Stun Spore now. Slowbro, pretty ideal switch into Stun Spore, I would say. Like, there's not really much that's going to do better. Venomoth can't do any damage to this, so it's a pretty forced switch out on which Slowbro should T-Wave, but gets parried. And going straight to Dodrio, so just trying to crit your way through this, but, I mean, Slowbro currently paralyzing over and over. Not looking great for it, but it's still not quite in Hyper Beam range. So this is a pretty forced rest or amnesia into rest if you're greedy. Just rests flat out, and Dodrio's parried, so like now Slowbro's chances are looking a lot better, but it only takes one crit, and Slowbro is still currently slower than Dodrio. So we'll see. So far, dodging everything, but it's still slower, so you do have to keep in mind, like you need to either reapply paralysis. Okay, don't really know about that one. Actually, though, that kind of makes sense now. So obviously Haunter threatens to T-Bolt kill this. I think you make a predict here maybe, but she actually just sacks. And Slowbro's still available to sack later, so it kind of checked its one thing and got out. Haunter probably doesn't have Psychic, so right back to the Slowbro, who, even if that Stun Spore had hit, it's probably living here unless there's like Hyper Beam or something from the Venomoth. Interesting choice not to T-Wave first. I feel like you probably could have gotten that free T-Wave, but either way, Slowbro getting away with it here. I wonder if Chungler is going to stay one or just get out, and if Mel's just going to click Sing or something else. Mid-ground Confuse Ray. I don't really love that for Mel. I feel like she's really behind, especially if the Electabuzz gets a turn. Yep. Now the Dragonite's paralyzed. The Haunter can kind of come back in. The Slowbro can maybe come back in, although that's a little more interesting. I would probably... I guess it's going to wake up, so it's not that scared of the T-Bolt. Presumably the Slowbro has amnesia, and if it doesn't, this seems really silly. Okay, so now this looks pretty awful for Mel, I would say, especially once this Lapras takes Para, or the Slowbro just keeps setting up in its face. Confuse Ray again fails to work, and now Slowbro looks like a game-ending threat. Blizzard is a weird click. I do wonder what the point of that was. I guess maybe thinking Chungler would switch out of fear of a T-Bolt crit, but Lapras is only base 60 speed. I think you always go for this with Slowbro every single time. I can't see a reason you would pivot out of this. It's not like it's a Raichu or something where it's likely to crit you and crit Okos. Like, see, but Lapras gets the crit, and that's still not a KO. So Slowbro still has another chance, although admittedly, like, I'm pretty sure that T-Bolt... No, actually, T-Bolt didn't even have a guaranteed KO there. It was like, would have needed a max roll. So yeah, like, I think Chungler is right to stay in and go for this, and I think Melbelle may be a bit silly for thinking that he wouldn't. I think here, like, Electabuzz switch is a little more reasonable, but I still don't love it. I think that you just could have stayed with your Slowbro and kept pressuring that way. But Chungler convinced that this Dragonite does not have T-Bolt. I feel like that's not a fair assumption, but I guess we're about to find out on this turn. I guess it doesn't, or Mel really just thinks that he's going to switch it out, because even if it doesn't have T-Bolt, surely it has a better move than Blizzard to click there. So if this doesn't have T-Bolt, then I really don't know what she's doing about Slowbro with any of this. Okay, so it's probably Slam Beam, or it might be Blizzbolt Hyper Beam. Either way, very few moves coming through from either end, and this looking really bad for Melbelle. Just looking for like a crit Hyper Beam, but again, like even that wouldn't have really done it. Max roll was 37, so there was really no chance. Does this really not have... Like, if this has Slam Beam, why is it clicking Hyper Beam and not Body Slam, I wonder? But here comes Kang to try to stop this as well, and now Kang is going to get T-Waved and probably stopped unless it gets a crit or Para Slam or something. No crit, no Para, so Slowbro is just going to keep resting on it, probably. Because, like, why wouldn't you? If you just rest here, then that's not even a problem. Or you Surf, you take the damage, and, like, Mel's whole team is super chipped. This is looking really bad. Yep, Slowbro gets the KO. And so now Slowbro finally gonna get sacked, but Mel's kind of out of resources. Electabuzz being the first thing to come in on Hypno here is kind of foreboding, but I feel like it's pretty hard to lose from this position regardless. Trading T-Waves, and now as long as Electabuzz gets a few hits in, or just crits, I don't see too many routes for Melbelle to come back into this. I mean, that's a start, but you're going to need a lot more than that. Yeah, this isn't good. And no rests. This Hypno is dead, and with that, I feel like Mel has about 0% chance to win this. Because, like, what do you do now? Dragonite can tank Thunderbolt one time, but that's not much. Lapras can tank Thunderbolt one time, but that's not much. Yeah, and I think, and Mel said in the chat misclick, which I think makes sense. You probably want to send Dragonite first and para this, but Mel forfeits, and I understand getting tilted at that. That was, I don't know. Like, it's just, I want to say bad luck. In some ways, that is kind of what Slowbro does. But at the same time, like, she just never got the crits until the turns where it didn't matter anymore. I do think her team looks a little underprepped for Slowbro. Like, Venomoth plus Hypno obviously don't do anything to Slowbro. Kang Dojiro is a lot of pressure, but they have to not get parried and get some crits. And this Dragonite didn't have T-Bolt, so I think all of that combined is very iffy in the Slowbro. You're kind of relying on not very much to stop it. So gets punished here, but it did take a good bit of luck on Chungler's side for it to go that sideways, so I don't really blame her. I don't think it was like a huge team builder fault or something. Ultimately, though, I think if you're going to run Venomoth, you probably need to consider having a little bit more Slowbro slash Kadabra slash Hypno insurance than the current team has, which looks pretty weak to all of those outside of just, well, Hypno can check like one of those other things, but not really Slowbro, except if it gets in and gets Hypnosis on the right turn. Either way, that's the set, and just short sets so far this week, but we got one more to go, so I'll see you in the final set of week 5. Click the buttons if you want to give me some dopamine before then, but I'll see you tomorrow.